Liver King used to be everywhere. The guy was eating raw liver on camera, flexing a shredded body, and preaching this intense primal lifestyle like it was the cure to everything wrong with modern life. Millions of people bought into it. Literally. They followed him. They bought his supplements. They changed how they lived, ate, worked out, even how they raised their kids.
I'm embarrassed and ashamed because I lied. Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I'm on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
Completely makes sense, but that's exactly what I expected.
Yeah, it seemed like just a matter of time for him.
There's no way you can look like that.
And now, that same guy is sitting in a jail cell, facing charges for threatening Joe Rogan, spiraling publicly, and still posting videos like nothing's wrong.
Also, the man known as the Liver King has been arrested for allegedly threatening podcast host Joe Rogan. That's according to the Austin Police Department. Detectives are saying that they reviewed social media posts from the Liver King, whose real name is Brian Johnson.
This isn't just about steroids. This is about a man who built an empire by convincing people he was living proof of something bigger, something pure. But somewhere along the way, that image cracked.
He thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them come arrest him for a terroristic threat.
And what we've seen since has been something else entirely. So how did Liver King go from a viral health icon to a walking caution sign?
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King, man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. Yeah.
Just pulling up. Guess what? You're dead, bitch.
Before the lawsuits and steroid leaks, Liver King was dominating the internet. Brian Johnson, a Texas businessman, built a massive following in 2021 by pushing a raw organ meat diet and calling it ancestral living. Shirtless and sun-scorched, he filmed himself biting into raw liver, testicles, bone marrow, and tongues. He turned primal eating into a brand. He tied the message to family. According to Johnson, his sons were weak and frequently sick until the family adopted this way of life. After switching to what he called the 9 ancestral tenets, nose to tail eating, ditching processed foods, avoiding plastic, getting sunlight, cold exposure, no Wi-Fi, sleeping on the floor, he claimed their health completely turned around. His look and message cut through. Bearded, built like a superhero, speaking in blunt slogans. He appealed to men frustrated with modern health advice.
How does Liver King maintain a level 10 intensity? Here's how I do it. I start with liver for strength, throw in some kidney for courage. I got the testicle, that's right, that's for honor. We got some bone marrow right here. That right there, that's for mastery. And we got the heart for loyalty.
He promised simplicity, discipline, and transformation. And he made one thing clear. He wasn't using steroids. Never done them, he said repeatedly. He made it part of the appeal. That physique, he claimed, came from raw liver and hard living, not drugs. The business was built to scale. He launched ancestral supplements, freeze-dried capsules of liver, heart, and bone marrow, pitched as nature's performance enhancers. The content drove traffic. The supplements brought in money. By 2022, the company was estimated to be earning around $100 million a year. Johnson wasn't just another influencer. People saw him as a movement. His followers changed their routines, diets, parenting styles, and mindset based on his message. They saw him as a father figure, someone reclaiming health, masculinity, and purpose. But the foundation of it all, his commitment to being natural, was false. The image that built the audience, sold the products, and earned trust was carefully manufactured. Everything that followed, exposure, criticism, and collapse, came from that single deception.
Liver is king!
Liver King here. I've been working out for the last 35 years.
By late 2022, Liver King was at the peak of his influence. Millions of fans, non-stop media appearances, and a supplement business generating tens of millions per year. But that momentum collapsed on November 28th when YouTuber Derek from More Plates, More Dates published a video titled The Liver King Lie. Leaked emails revealed Brian Johnson was spending over $11,000 a month on performance-enhancing drugs, including Omnitrope, pharmaceutical HGH, Winstrol, Deca, Durabolin, and other anabolic compounds. The emails also showed coordinated efforts with a coach to fine-tune dosages and sustain his physical appearance. This exposed a complete contradiction. Johnson had publicly denied steroid use multiple times. He told podcast hosts and audiences directly, "I've never taken steroids." These weren't offhand comments. They were central to his brand.
The Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids.
Well,
just shut the fuck up.
His body was marketed as the result of ancestral discipline, not drugs. The evidence was clear and specific. Dosages, schedules, payment receipts. There was no room for interpretation. Within days, Johnson uploaded a 6-minute video titled Liver King Confession, I Lied.
I lied, and I misled a lot. Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I'm on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
He admitted the steroid use but shifted the focus, saying he created the persona to help young men struggling with depression and low self-worth. He downplayed the deceit by asking, "Who was I cheating?" The answer was obvious. Everyone who followed him, bought his products, or tried to live like he did. His message, physique, and credibility had all been used to sell a vision that wasn't real. The reaction was immediate. Online communities exploded with backlash. Fitness professionals who had long questioned his claims felt vindicated. Social media was flooded with memes, clips, and criticism. His company, Ancestral Supplements, took a hit. Sales dropped and trust in the brand eroded. Followers began to unfollow or question whether they had been misled from the start. Joe Rogan, who had previously called Johnson a fraud, didn't need to say anything new. The public now had proof. Lawsuits followed. One suit, seeking $25 million for false advertising, was eventually dismissed, but the reputational damage remained. What stood out wasn't just the scandal, but how deeply it affected his audience. Many of his followers, especially young men, had taken his message seriously. They adopted the diet, the routines, the mindset. When the truth came out, some described it as a collapse of belief. If Johnson had been lying the entire time, what did that mean for their own goals? Their efforts? Their health? So what now? Can Brian Johnson rebuild without lying to his audience again? Or is this just another mask, shaped to fit the fallout? Let me know what you think. Should he get another chance? Or is this the end of the road? If you found this breakdown worth your time, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.